Super worried about it though, because I think it's pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Ish.
Okay.
Because I say that and then I'm like, what?
Yeah, what we'll do is we'll start with a review of the recall and stuff,
Okay.
and we'll use ours,
Okay.
so yours doesn't pick up a ton of dog fur. We sweep and sweep and sweep, and then more and more fur comes around.
I have to ask before we get started. The terror in the white terrier?
Yep.
How are they?
Behaviorally, personality wise.
No, like they're gonna.
Are they aggressive?
I read that they're pretty
That one
tough
is.
dog.
He's here for the people that are just here asking. He's a deaf bull terrier. They just neutered him recently, but there was a bunch. They had moved. He was fine before they moved, but they started to notice like issues in the elevator. He was like snapping at people and stuff like that, and it like literally just started. And then they moved to a new place. And then when they moved to the new place, it escalated because now it was new territory.
Yeah.
And then he was aggressive. He was aggressive with the dog park. He bit a couple people coming into the home. He went after the other dog that they have because he was trying to mount her, and she corrected him and said, "No, you're not going to correct me." And then it blew up into a fight. So he's here for 4 weeks. And then I told him, like, you want to neuter him because part of that whole fight was because he was trying to mount her, which is testosterone based.
Right.
And they did that because he's 5 years old.
Wow.
So they're like, they felt bad, humans just feeling bad. I'm like, no, trust me. Like, if you're not gonna, there's not gonna be an outlet for him. He's gonna get frustrated. And that's exactly what's happening. Every morning he was mounting his bed, and then he tried to mount the dog, and then the dog's like, so then there's all these issues.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been doing good. He's not the most fond of like. There's actually another Doberman that I'm working with. Who's like twice the size of Tyche, and he's unneutered. And we were socializing him, and the Dobie's great, but like he's like sniffing and all that stuff, and he's just like not having it. So we can't make him like dogs, but we press as much as possible.
Right.
So he's come quite a long way. He's about 3 weeks into his 4-week program.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah.
Good girl. We got.
Actually, you can. Oh no, we'll put on.
Do you want to use the other part?
I have one over here. So this is a 2-leash exercise.
Okay. Is this a 2-leash exercise when I do it too?
No, we do this in the beginning to make it easier because what's going to happen is Tyche's going to learn the pattern, and then she's going to prematurely start running between you guys. So this is so that one person can keep her with them while the other person practices the recall. Okay. So who's going to be the one holding her?
You get that too.
All right. So you're doing the recall. So you get this, and then you can hold this. Okay. Now this is a pretty coordination-heavy command, so I'm going to walk you through it. Don't worry about it. Everybody makes mistakes in the beginning. So.
Does it say a lot about our marriage?
This is a good teamwork exercise.
Yeah, that's what the last dog trainer said.
So what we're going to do is we're going to hit the end. We're going to go to the end of the 30 feet, okay? And we're not going to say, does she have any kind of idea of come right now?
No. Yeah.
A little bit? Okay. So we're not going to worry about the word right now.
Okay.
Because we want to teach her through the remote first. And then we layer the word over, so like the second half of the class we start to use it, okay?
Okay.
So what you're going to do is, with Tyche, you're going to hit the end, you're going to walk away, right? And you're going to have the 30-foot leash out, and you're going to take up some slack so that you feel like you're going to feel a little bit of tension on Tyche's collar, okay? And then we're going to start tapping and moving backwards at the same time once you achieve that, okay?
So is it like this, or am I 30 feet back?
You'd be 30 feet back, but like that.
Okay.
So you apply that tension, start tapping, and then moving backwards. Then when Tyche starts moving towards you, you would drop the leash. And as long as she's moving towards you, you're fine. You can stop tapping. You don't do anything. But if she starts to like wander off, you want to pivot to face Tyche, start remoting again, and moving back, okay? So you're always going to be moving away from her, but always facing her.
Okay.
So like let's say Tyche passed you up and went that way, you would simply pivot like this and then move tap tap in this way.
Okay.
And then she goes off, maybe she goes that way, trying to face her back, tap tap, you gotta move to this way, okay? And I'll coach you through all this.
I'm gonna start at 25.
Is that your number from walking and stuff?
Yes.
We can go down to like 18. And then the last
We
thing.
haven't done walking either. I've been very bad this week.
Okay. For the last thing here is with the leash, as you're moving back. So if you're right-handed like this, right, is if you have your leash here, with these fingers, is I just take the leash and feed it out like that. Okay? So that you're taking up slack as she's moving towards you. This is to make life easier, so if Tyche starts to wander off or go away from you, you've taken up some slack that she doesn't have a full 30 feet to be wandering all over the place, okay? So, like I said, it's very coordination heavy, but once you get it, after a couple of times, it's pretty simple. Any questions? So we'll go ahead and we'll keep Tyche here, we'll move this way. So we go along leash.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So then he's gonna let the long leash go, and you're gonna hold on to the short leash. Now you're gonna just pick up a little bit of slack there. And can you start to feel a bit of holding, a bit of tension there, a little bit more about there?
Okay.
Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're gonna start tapping, tap, 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 and start to pull in a little bit, tap, and move back, tap, and drop. There you go. Good, now reel in your leash. Right, good.
Okay, do I tap her or because she's coming towards me?
No, this is okay for now. There she is. Now here, see how she's wandering away?
Yeah.
Turn and face her. Backwards. Tap, tap, tap. You move backwards. Move right there. Yep, back. Tap, tap. Tap. No, wait. And brace. There we go. Okay, good. And break. Good. Repeat that a few more times.
Don't tell me what to do. I've had enough with everybody today. Okay.
Right, so hold, right? Wait a little bit. Maybe a little tension. Yep, right there. Now, yep. 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 Start to go back. Yep. Yep. Good. And feel in your leash. One leash. There you go. Now turn to face her back. Yep. 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 And wait. Good. Good. And break.
Okay, break.
Do a few more. We're getting there. This is just the foundation of it.
Good stuff. I know, you hate this. She runs around the house now that she sees it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you tried giving her a treat or whatever?
No, I have tried, like, she will eventually stop, but
Sure.
we have a little, it's not like she's running around, but she's kind of like,
Avoiding?
yeah.
Yeah. So whatever you do, don't call her. She's avoiding.
Okay,
Okay, just let go and like let her avoid it, and then just catch her and call her out. Otherwise, she'll learn that when you call her, it's avoid her.
okay.
Okay. And yep. Yep.
Am I tapping?
Yep. 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 Go back. Yep. 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 Good. Right there. And feel your leash. Good. Yep. Good. Good. And brace. And that's just frustration.
What's it set up now? Donnie,
What?
what's it set up?
18.
And break it. Two more.
Come on.
Not me. There you go. Yep, back. Good. And wait. And brace. Good girl. And one more. Let's go down. Let's try 14.
Okay. So you would go down when she starts barking like that?
She's getting frustrated because on the note she's going towards Ron. Right?
Yeah, she has like she doesn't know what to do with the two of us.
Sure.
And so I think she goes towards him because she doesn't spend as much time, or he's a guy, or I don't know.
It could be,
You know, like the alpha male-ish thing?
But with the frustration, just going down. Otherwise, I just work them through it. And you know it's primary food as well. So it really clarifies further that we feel this is what you're supposed to do. So the dog will start barking, they'll start to bite and stuff like that. So we're going to see it going down lower to help them relax a bit more. Otherwise, you can pair in food and that'll help fix it. Yep. 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 Good. And praise. Good girl. Good. And we're going to go to swap places here. Yeah. Drop. Yeah. There she goes. There's your release. Yeah, girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, go. Sit.
What's up between the leg thing?
It's like, they'll go in. Like, is this close enough? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind it. Like, so when I do recall, I want her as close as possible.
Okay.
That's, nothing is closer than that.
Okay.
Okay? So it's not bad. For
No,
the
I
recall,
just didn't understand, like, should it be that?
She's trying to rub it off, the collar off.
Good. Good to go. And then, there you go. Watch her legs. There we go.
You were all tangled up.
Yep. And drop. Good. Now the other thing I'm seeing here is you see how she isn't doing it here, right? The frustration.
Yeah.
It can also be attachment, where she doesn't want to leave the person.
So she's more attached to that person than the other person?
Mm-hmm. That's a possibility. Because the last 4 that you did was all frustration, and then he does it, and on the first one she doesn't care, the second one she doesn't care. So if she doesn't care for the next 3, then we swap again, and you see it again. It's because she doesn't want to leave him.
Well, they had it out there, so that's probably work. I don't know. I don't really know about the attachment dog.
So it's not like, it can be, like you said, the male.
Yeah.
It can be energy. It can be whoever spends the most time with the dog. There's like a number of factors it could be.
Okay.
Like I said, Tyche knows. But when it comes to the frustration part, that's another possibility why you were seeing it and we're not seeing it here. We'll see what happens. Wait a moment. Yeah. And then we see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good girl. Easy.
Good. Now, does she get mouthy in the home?
I don't let her get home.
Either. Okay. No good?
No, I'm just asking. Like if I.
Jesse, say no. No good.
Just like you said, it's mouthing. Like she's never bit. She's never really.
Yeah, but you got to think about it like if she does it with you, like the person she's with all the time, is that she could potentially do it to someone else, and then they may not perceive it the same way. You're like, I look at it and I go, that's malleable. Like that's not aggression. But other people, you know, she jumped in whatever. I've seen it where they're like, oh, the dog bit me, and like that wasn't the bite. Like the bite, like was this. So you know, the dog's like now. That's
I know. No.
Ready?
Yep. There we go.
So, I feel better. Barks, I have to.
Sit. Come on. You gonna sit?
It's a very comforting thing for her.
And we're going to tweak this. This is just like the foundation of it. I'll do one more.
Okay.
So Jesse, you told us we had an anxious dog. Of course, like I Googled the hell out of that.
Yes.
Good girl.
You're a tap there though?
Sit.
Right?
Sit.
I think that was a premature break.
It's like I'm
Sit.
sick of the
Bark.
So there's something that's very
Sit.
She only barks at me. She doesn't really bark at me.
Come on.
I
Sit
don't
there.
allow a lot.
Well, I mean, good. Because then you can get a dog break and
Yeah.
then barks would be perfect. So then here,
So how do we get her to stop barking at him?
when is she barking?
When
When
she
she
wants
wants
attention.
Does he give it to her?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Do
then
you see?
that's what creates more barking. She goes, "My bark."
But he can't tolerate not having the bark. Like going through the process of having her bark her head off until she stops barking.
Right. So let's see
So
here.
I'm sitting at a laptop, and this thing is over here, is yelling at me, top of the lungs. That's not even a bark. And she wants to play a game or something like that.
Sure. One would be just call her up and tap her. Okay. Now, if she's in that heightened state, you might frustrate her. So then she has to learn to just shut that down. So, like, right, a good place to practice would be here, because I can already see her building her frustration. Okay. And
Sure.
so I'm going to see if she does it for you. Okay.
Tell us if you take it down though.
What's that?
The number. If you take down the number from 18.
That's at 16.
Oh, 16.
At least that's what it said.
Yeah.
Okay. Tap, 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 and drop, tap, 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 tap. Yeah. 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 So here, when we start to get the mouthiness, yeah. 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 Is I go up. Okay.
Up in both or up
Leash.
in, oh, leash, okay.
So once I had her here, I go, I anticipate you're going to become ready. So then I shorten my leash on here, so I have immediate leverage. Not here.
Okay,
Okay? Because then here, a dog, like if I have an aggressive dog, they're in striking distance.
yeah,
If I'm here, if they try to go after me, they only have this much direction.
right.
If they try to go up, since I'm already going up, I'm going to go up with them.
Okay,
Okay, right? We're gonna do that a couple more times. Like, I want to see her get really mellow,
okay.
so I can show you what to do. Like, here. All right. And yeah. 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 And then relax. Okay? But I keep it up not only controls, but de-escalates. She had like 30 seconds, right? Where she's throwing a spiel. People go, I'm making it worse. I'm like, you will make it worse if you stop. Because then she doesn't learn that this isn't going to go away.
Right.
Okay, so this only goes away once she settles. Okay?
Never let her win.
Great. I'm going to do one more. Okay, Bill, you might get the phone.
Sure.
Oh, my brother's got it. And yep, 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 yep. Keep it on you. I'm pretty sure it's for that dog. Yeah, yeah. 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 Good. Better.
Yeah.
Great. I'll be right back.
Sure. Okay, Ryan, we'll do it without. Need that.
Yeah. There you go. Up, yeah. Yeah, and relax. Good. Try a couple more. Hurt ear.
Back. Never go up. It's her temperament.
They go up when she's pissed off.
Yeah, that's the only time they go.
Oh, will they stand up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's, are you kidding me? The amount of money I put into it? But she, it's her temperament. She doesn't like putting them up.
That's interesting, right?
Yep. And back to the leash. Good. Right there. Right. So when we start to get that frustration, because her teeth, her mouth, the way it looks aggressive, right?
Yeah.
You know how to
No,
read it.
you don't know her. You would think she'd bite you.
Right. So when I look at it, I'm like, that's a frustration. So then once I work through it and she gets the concept, there's no more frustration. Okay?
So what I did originally was put her in her crate for a little while. Not like, oh my God, you're so bad, go in your crate, but just like, okay, you need to time out. You need to get in your crate. Like,
Right.
just relax.
But dogs don't do time. Like they're not like
So
humans.
does that not help? Like, okay.
So dogs are in the moment. So like let's say Tyche did something to a dog and they didn't like it, what do you think they would do?
Greater.
Bite her.
Yeah.
Boom. Don't do that to me. Right? It's in the moment. It's when you do this and I don't like it, I'm gonna correct you. So for dogs, time out, that's a human thing. Go to your room, think about what you did.
Well, it's not to think about it. It's just the like.
The
calm
de-escalation?
down. Yeah.
But they won't have any effect. Like you're still gonna struggle with it. You know what I'm saying? Like you will always have to put her in timeout Whereas for me, I go, I don't want to see it again.
Okay,
That's the difference.
okay.
Okay.
No, that's fine, like, that's good.
Yeah,
But
now,
that's why I told you, because I don't know if that's the right.
for sure, so like,
Donnie does it to break up, like, it's happening, change
Right.
the
Did you,
environment that it's happening, and she said she puts it in a break, and she stops, and she can't do
like,
anything
and
else.
only for like, maybe 5 minutes.
Sure.
Like, not for any, for like.
Yeah.
time.
and I personally don't care, right?
No,
I just let people know, like, if like, let's say you put Tyche in a situation, like there's guests over and she just does not settle, and you put her in the kennel. Every time you have guests over, she's still going to be like that. You always have to do that, right?
Okay, so wait a minute, Jess. What if she's mouthy and she's with Ron, or she's not with Ron? Let's say she's getting mouthy just because I don't realize she's mouthy and she is. Do I then put the collar on her?
What I can do, so technically yes, right?
And then but
But then you wait for it to happen again.
Okay,
So
and
you
once,
wouldn't call her and then do it because it's already been away from the moment.
okay, it has to be it has to be A, B.
Yes,
Okay,
okay, because she won't relate it to 2 minutes prior.
okay,
Now, if you put it on her and then she puts her mouth on you, you would tap. But don't think you go 100 and tap.
right, no, you go
It's
slow.
appropriate, right? So then you're biting her back. So if she does a gentle mouth and I do a little, 15, whatever, she goes, oh, okay, I don't put my mouth on you, right?
Okay,
The other approach is using a bonker, which I can send you videos on. It's just like rolled up towel. You literally use it to bonk the dog. I have 3 videos that I send, how to make one, how to use one, and the trainer actively using the bonker on a puppy. The only issue with it is because it's coming from you, it becomes confrontational. Okay? And you never want to apply corrections when you're frustrated, you never want to be angry, you never want to be loud. I'm always just like, right now, when she was doing that big fuss, I would say the same thing. I actually bumped the level, I went to 21.
okay,
Okay, and I just let her have her spiel. There was one 30-second spiel, but then after we did that, she was fine. And she was like, all right, like, this is all I need to do, and Jesse's not going to let me get away with it. What happened earlier when you were handling her, when she came to you, there was the mouthiness, and then there was a lot of movement, which was making her more mouthy. The more you move, the more the dog. I'm always very direct. I don't move very much, but I also know what I'm looking for, so it's easy. But for you, you're learning all these things, and the main thing is always the less you do, the more you achieve. That's how I look at it. That's why this is very simple. A little bit of tension, tap, tap, move a little bit, she comes toward you, good girl, and repeat, right? We're not doing this big old spiel like, come, and just running and just like playing this chase game, I'm like, make it very simple. The remote does all the work for you, okay? When you do corrections for behavior, it always has to be as the behavior is happening, or if you can see the thought process. So if she's looking at you and going, I'm going to annoy you right now, right? Like there's like that kind of energy. That's where you would correct. I wouldn't wait for her to already be there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
sort of.
Yeah. If you can see the thought before it happens,
Then
that's the best place. Because then she thinks, I can't even think about being a brat right now because I'll be corrected for it. It's like kids. You see them plotting something, like, no, that's not going to happen. So, questions about that? So what we're going to do here is we're going to switch it up a bit, and I'll hold Tyche actually, just in case you decide to be ready. And what we're going to do is instead of putting tension, you're going to just start tapping first. Okay? And then, so you'll start tapping her, see what she does, and then after a couple of taps, if you don't see a response from her, then you're going to start moving back between that physical pressure on the leash, and then start tapping. Okay? Tap, tap, and back, tap. There you go. Good, like that. Good. Yep. And relax. Good. Good girl. Break. Yep. Good. Reel your leash back. Good. Yep. There she goes. Good. Very good. Good girl. couple more. Right. Back. Good. Feeling the leash. Very good. Now here, move back if she doesn't come close to you. Tap. Good. Yeah, make her move all the way. Tap, tap. There she is. We'll do one more. Right.
Does not ever listen to that one. Not yet.
Tap, and back. Good. Tap, back. That a girl.
Isn't part of her coming to him with the leash
No, because so that's why we reversed it. Where it was pulling and tapping to direct it first because of the frustration. That's normal. And then we reversed it. I said, now just tap and see if she starts moving. Now, if she doesn't move immediately, yes, we use a little bit of tension because she's still in the early phase of training.
Yeah.
That she, if this takes repetition and repetition of conditioning before she'll relate remote. Plus, we'll have the cue of come means to return. One more. Tap, tap, tap. Good. So the reeling of the leash is just to make it easier because once you get outside, if she overshoots, she's going to have 30 feet of stop.
Yeah.
So this just makes it easier. So if she makes a mistake, she only has 10 feet of stop. Okay? Very good. Let's go and swap handlers. Break.
I have to use the word break.
Or you guys have a different word?
No, I think break is a good word.
Go ahead and help you with that. So you have some space to come back. There you go. And now you're going to just tap, 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 tap. Now move back, tap, tap, a little bit of pressure, tap. Good. And really release. And a girl. Girl. Yes. And break. Girl. And break. More than we start using the word.
We're only at 15 too.
Just kind of slow on that response. We might have to a little bit, but otherwise that was good. Tap, 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 and back, back, tap, 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 and a girl, there she is.
I can't do the
Okay,
reel it in and
yep. And breathe. Good girl. Do one more.
it's a long leash.
I had something get 100 people. That's sweet. Tap, 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 and back. There you go. Tap, tap, tap. Got a girl. There she goes. Right there. Don't worry about the short leash. Just let her land. Let's see what she does. And just tap, 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 tap. There she goes. And press. Very good. Good. So we're going to do here the same thing, but now we're going to issue the word come. So these type come, and everything's the same. Okay, and you're still going to tap. You're 12 minutes.
First?
You're at 15.
Yeah.
Let's go to 18.
Can you pull that up so that it's on, not on the bottom, but on the top of her neck? 18?
Yeah. So everything stays the same, but it's going to be tight now. And then tap, and you will always tap at this phase at least one time. So even if Tyche starts moving towards you, you'll still tap at least once.
Okay.
Okay?
Do I tap at the Tyche come?
Just after. Tyche comes down.
Tyche come.
Yeah. Yeah. Now back. You're on your leash. Good. And wait right there. Good. And see what she does. Very slow. Now here, move backwards. Tap. 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 Look at the structure. Tap. 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 Bump. 22. Tap. Tap. Excuse me. 5. Tap. 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 3. Tap. 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 Tap.
See it working.
Tap. 35. Yeah. Yeah. Tap. Tap. Now back. Tap. Right there. Now wait a moment. Yep. And brace. Okay, we'll go back down to 18.
Tyche come.
Yeah. 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 And back. And the leash. Girl. There she goes. And wait right there. Got it. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. You cover more than the top. Okay.
Tyche come.
Good. Tap back. Back. 1, 2. That's good right there. This is the laziest free fall in the world. And yep, just tap. Yep. 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 And you're up.
She's such a stubborn.
She's a morning dog.
We'll do one more, and then we'll stop. This one thing stubborn is that she's not really feeling the. She can see the contraction,
Yeah.
but it's not like in her brain, like.
Should I go up?
Connecting. You're at 18, right? You can try 24.
Yeah. Tyche come.
Good. And back. 1, 2, 3. That's good. Tap. 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 Good. And then. Yep. Now. Yep. 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 I can see she feels it very subtly. I'm going to pump it. Yeah. Pump it. It's most likely fitted to use. Yeah.
You can see it in her eyes.
Oh yeah. Pump it again. I mean, this is good for you because. Yep. What's the number now?
31.
There she goes.
Yes.
Good.
Finally.
And even though she's feeling the twitch, she's not. It's not concerning. That's why there's no response.
Why does she lay down?
The lay down can be from the pressure or stress. Like earlier when she did it, it took all the way up to 35 to get her to get up and move to you.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of resistance. If you don't want to do this anymore, shut down. I always want dogs to do that because then she learns that she can. Yeah, he's doing
Ron, switching.
yeah, that's correct. He takes the most. No, yeah, that's correct. He just takes the. You take short each time,
Yeah.
and then he takes the long each. So, if the dog shuts down due to stress or whatever, still working through it, then it always becomes an option, and then your obedience is not reliable. So we always work through it. And whenever you're ready.
Tyche, come.
Yep, back. Good. Good. Break.
Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Nope.
Wait a moment.
Tyche, come.
Step back. Wait. Now, you want to grab a little bit higher? There you go. Now relax. Good. So you probably felt the full power of it. Now up. Reinforce. Sit up. Closer to the collar. There you go. Up. But you grab there. There you go. Up. Good. And there. Embrace. There you go. So if she isn't getting in that position like here, yeah, up. You want to reinforce it. She's supposed to keep that button. When she arrives, she keeps that button down. Okay?
Okay.
A couple more. Break.
Girl, you're all wiped out. That's the way I like it the best.
Tyche, come.
Back. There you go. Good. And then release. Good. Good. Girl. One more. And we'll fit up here. Fine, good. Go.
Tyche, come.
And yep, good. And back. 1, 2, 3. That's good. Very good. And break.
Did you tap or no?
What?
Did you tap her for the sit?
No, she wouldn't sit down.
Nice.
So this here is not realistic.
Right.
And this is just the foundation to get the concept down.
Okay.
So, you guys go to the same place, right? Okay. So you go across the street, Grand Park. like right there by the stairs over the bridges, like
Yes.
to the left of it.
Uh-huh.
There's like all those trees, and then like right there, the little squirrels.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember going there. I think I went there with Doug actually to work with Mabel and Maisie
Yeah,
on recall. There was a lot of stuff going on.
right.
So I go, I take her on the long leash, and just let her be so she's got play drive. I use it to my advantage. I have no problem with dogs, squirrels and stuff. I just want to make sure that when I call them, I can return.
Right.
So you have her on the long leash. You hold the end of the handle. And what I suggest is if you're giving her the full leash, is that if this is the handle here, you would just loop that handle over your thumb and hold it like this. Okay? So this locks the leash. Because if people tend to do this and they'll step out with the hand, or they'll do the finger thing, they'll break fingers. Do this, okay? Had it happen. So yeah, like this, locks it. So if she were to take off, you might get popped a little bit, yanked a little bit, but she's not going to rip it off your hand. Okay, so that secures the leash. What I also do is if you shorten the leash, like maybe you're holding it in the middle, okay, to give Tyche only 15 feet of slack. I would not hold it like this. Because if she starts running, you're not going to be able to hold this. It's going to rip through your hands and burn your hand. So what we do is we take her hand like this, go around the finger, and this. This now locks my leash.
Okay.
Okay, so it's similar to doing the loop around the thumb with the handle,
Yeah.
except you're doing it around, and you can do it around the thumb as well, like this. But you're gripping both sides of the leash like this, and it locks it. So even if the dog runs off, if I cut it in half, it's not gonna be.
So should I do that? Is that the way I should hold the leash when we do heel and stuff like that?
You can as well. Like when
Like
I
in the loop, just put not in the loop, but in the loop of the leash.
yeah. The loop and the loop.
Loop in the loop.
So yeah, so when I hold a regular short leash, I'm like this, and then if it's like a 6 foot, and I want to think of slack, you'll see me do this. So now I have a double lock, or you can do this, and some people go over here, and do this,
Okay.
right? So like, because I get dogs that are reactive and then lunge and bark at other dogs, so they want to make sure that they're secure in case that happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can do this as well with your regular short leash.
Okay.
Definitely super important when we're working with the long leash, because I've had people get rope burn, and it sucks. And it takes a long time to heal. Okay, so that's one thing to keep in mind. I'll shoot you some videos. I have a video where I talk about that and I demonstrate it in case you forget. Because I know I was just a quick little review. But what I would do is take Tyche, you practice your heel, you walk to Grand Park, you stop, swap all your leashes. Okay, break. Let Tyche be Tyche. Find things that she enjoys, squirrels, whatever. Let her have some fun for a few minutes. Then Tyche come. Right? Because the longer she's chasing those squirrels or looking at them, biting them, barking up the tree, the more disconnected she gets from you. So it's a really good exercise. And then I wouldn't call her like 100 times, when you go, just sporadically here and there. I randomize each time. So if we go for like a 20-minute walk to Grand Park, like, do you guys know Erin with Keenan? So they live like right over corner where like Lake Shore in Michigan is, that corner building.
Yeah.
So they have a red Irish setter, and I worked with them a long time ago. And I always see them walking through all of Grant Park. Originally they would have on a long leash. They would just practice what we call during their walks every morning. And then eventually now he's just off leash, we just call him whatever. So you do the same thing with her, just go through, especially like where those there's that like dip, and I think there's like a big baseball field or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right, it's massive, right? Like I have another client right now who takes his pit there, and I think he's on 100 foot leash, and he does recall from there.
Okay.
So that's a great place to just go and walk through, and let her just like gallop around, and let her really get into it, and then you come. That's the best way to get to realistic reliability. You're going to be in this phase for a bit. Recall takes people the longest to teach because it requires you to go somewhere, immediately you guys are like Grand Park. But like heel, you can do that every day because you're always walking there.
Yeah.
Whereas with the recall, you have to set it up a bit more. If you practice too much solo, you might find that Tyche gravitates to you, doesn't want to leave your side. She's a little too paranoid. So I don't recommend practicing too much if you're by yourself, right? So if it's like a 20-minute walk that you're going to practice with, I might call her at the very end of the walk, and then the next one I do like 3 times, the next time 1 time,
Okay.
and 1 time, and then 5 times, and then 1 time. I'm randomizing so she doesn't pick up on a pattern and think like, oh, we're going to come here and you're just going to call me when faster than we need.
Okay.
Okay? So you have both this approach. This is to kind of force the disconnect, so you can just practice it. And then, ideally, if you can, I go to the park and just let her be Tyche and occasionally throw in a recall to make it more realistic. Okay? There's also a second half to this. This is just the first half of the recall.
Okay.
To start teaching it. And then we'll address the other half next class. I don't ever give commands if I can't reinforce it. So if you're to take her off leash somewhere, completely off leash, I would refrain from using the come command, because then if she decides not to, and you're still in the stage of teaching her, and you don't make her do it, she becomes a gambler. She's like, well, today can I get away with it? Or will you do that?
Okay.
Right? Because dogs are all about consistency. If every time I say come, I always make you return. That's what the dog learns.
Okay.
Okay? Questions?
Can we just practice a few of the terms since we
Oh yeah, sure. Just
haven't really done that this week so much?
Just show me what you're reading.
Go ahead.
You go ahead. Oh, you go ahead.
Can I take it down to 18? It's at 31.
Yes.
Okay. You?
I pivot, turn to your right. I'm
On the
sorry.
right?
She walks on your right or your left?
She walks on my right.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Then you do a left turn. So now she's at your right. Okay.
Let's go. That's not the problem.
That moves in. I was gonna say.
This is the problem.
Oh, I see. The left turn. The
Yeah.
right turn.
Because I have to think about extending my, and this is what happened.
Yeah. So what happened was you started the wrong way.
I did.
Yeah. You started with your right. You should start with the left. You start with the leg opposite to the turn, or you leave the leg opposite to the turn. That doesn't go better.
Yeah. Now I haven't pushed the button at all.
You shouldn't need to if she's paying attention. Okay.
I still haven't, but I pushed it out of the button.
So. Go. Yep. Yep. Okay. So. One thing that we're forgetting is we want to slow down first,
Okay.
and then left, right, left. Okay. Now, if she really hugs into that, into your body,
Yeah.
gets in the way, don't be afraid to left, right, left, put some power behind it, and play that space to make yourself mean something to her. See how she stopped for me there?
Yeah.
Slow, left, right, left. It's weird for me because it's opposite, but
Well, maybe we'll do it the other way too.
left, no, that's okay. See how she's getting better though?
Yeah.
But I had the power through the first time. Left, right, left. I don't care if she stops.
Okay.
Because she's just going like, hey, I don't want to get in your way. But then at the same time, next pivot. Okay. You got a girl. Okay. So one, to slow down. But then two, if you've done your job and she's not being mindful, you can power through, use your body to claim that space. There really shouldn't be any remote here.
Okay.
The only time I should be seeing remote is like here. Tap, 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 tap. Unless you got that. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, tap, tap. There we go. So as long as we're synced up, if my movements are correct, tap, a bit of delay. My movements are correct, she should return, move with me. Cut her off right there. And I'm nice and relaxed, there's no tension. Tap, 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 tap. Good. Better. Slow. Give her some time to sync up. Left, right, left. Good.
And is that because she's not paying attention?
No,
Or
this
she
was,
just-
I just caught her off guard,
Okay,
and I did bump him at 30.
all right.
Right. Because on the 18, I don't know if you saw, it was like, and she wasn't doing anything. And it should be very quick response. Within, if not by the first tap, by the third tap, I want Tyche to be moving and correcting the problem.
Okay. Take a heel.
Yep, and moves forward. Yep, forward. There she goes. And slow. I'm going to slant to that left leg that's going to cross. There you go, it's better. Like that, there you go. So you left with the right or left? There you go. Like that, good.
I just got to walk around the block like this 100 times. Is that leading with my right?
I think you got on that one. Let's see.
Pivot really is left.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay.
You have to slow down.
Yeah. It's very hard in my head. It's so hard.
There you go. Like that. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as it's the left leg that's turning. But what's
Okay.
happening is you're turning it with your right leg, and then there you go. That was a good one.
That was good. Yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm sort of half turning,
Yes.
and then really turning, and
Yes.
then half turning.
So what happens is you come in at an angle. So if she's here, right?
Yeah.
You do this, and then she's here because she's not seeing the clear. This is not very clear for her to see, and then this happens,
Yeah.
right? And then you're pushing her out like that because she's not seeing this. But when you come in front of her and it's hey left leg, she's like, oh, okay, turn, and then she loves it all.
Heel.
Okay, you got it. Make it happen. There you go. Now you didn't do anything really wrong there. She just went ahead a little bit, but she did stop when she realized that here I can see her forging just a wee bit. There you go. You got it. You got it. You got it. Very good.
Edging.
Tap forward. Yeah, her shoulders just went a tiny bit ahead.
So here's the,
So that's when she's technically passing.
yeah, so what do I do in that case? Turn around completely.
Yeah, that's a 180 pivot and the tap.
Okay.
Because you always have to sync her up in order for those turns to work. And an appropriate number too. So that's ahead. Tap to turn. Yep, good. Now relax. Now slow down. Keep forward. Yep, now you got it.
Hold on. Sorry. That was that, all the way around.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So that left shoulder should either be parallel or slightly behind your right leg.
Okay.
If she's in that position, both these turns shouldn't be difficult.
That wasn't too bad. Oh, that was a beauty. One more. So what happened there, Jesse?
Leg with your right leg.
You had to kind of go out, what is that called? Moderator, whatever.
Be on a big speakerphone. So, right, there you go. So, that was correct leg, but you did like a 45-degree cut. You went more so like this, and you want to be right in front of her at a 90-degree cut when you're turning it. There you go. Super sharp.
I'm just gonna walk around the house like this. That's a long way. Okay,
Okay?
I just have to practice.
Yeah, I mean, it's
You wanna do it, Ryan? You should do it.
it's just practice. I've done this for a super long time, so you know, and I do this multiple times a day.
Is that where you keep the dogs just overnight?
No, they're in the that back area.
Do you have like someone who stays?
Yeah, my brother. We live there.
Oh,
Because there has to be someone on premises. We don't have a fire alarm system.
oh really?
Yeah, so Chicago code says if you don't have a fire alarm system connected directly to the fire department, someone has to be around 24/7.
Fire watch.
Yeah, so that's my brother and I. Because I'm only here for a couple of years, so there's no point in putting in the system.
Right.
Yeah.
They're shut us down with those condos. So
Oh,
this is
really?
yeah. This is just a stepping. This is a 3-year contract to get my foot in the door, so that I can expand to.
Are you gonna stay in the city?
Yeah, the place I want is actually on the block.
Oh,
It's on the 6 corners right
you
there.
can't go to the South Loop?
South Loop. Aaron, who has Keenan, was telling me about it. I said, just do South Loop, South Loop, South Loop. But it's funny because most of my clients, when I was in the South Loop, were from Lakeview, and even now it's still Lakeview.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's always been Lakeview. That's where most of my clientele comes from.
I thought the South Loop, especially by the park, is
Tons of
thousands of dogs.
because I used to use the address. I used to use that one. And I got the occasional South Loop client.
That was it.
Yeah, but I would always get from Lakeview. So when I moved my address to Lakeview, my business doubled immediately.
Ah,
And then I've kept that address. So this is my physical address, and the Lakeview address is just a PO box
yeah.
to just keep drawing clients.
I tell you, who's a huge asset to you is Maria.
Oh, thank you. This is my aunt.
She's your aunt?
Yeah.
She's a huge asset.
Thank you.
Because one of the things that I think are important, this is one of the reasons that we went to a different dog person too, not major reason, but minor reason, is that we were in COVID and nobody called. Nobody called to say, hey, how are you guys doing? Hey, what can we do to help you? Hey, I know you have a puppy, it must be a nightmare.
Oh, sure.
And Maria's always like, hey. So if you're not like that, Maria is.
Thank you. I used to do everything.
Yeah.
Conversations, emails, and all that stuff.